I'm going to begin with my caption2 file. This is a printout of my name and job title on a piece of white paper in black ink. I've just set an in and an out point earlier on in the sequence, in the file. You might find that there's just some exposure or focus adjustments, but I've just selected a small portion of it here, 4 or 5 seconds. And if I drag this down onto the second video track, you'll see that obviously the video clip is completely obscured by this second video clip. So I need to be able to add some transparency to this so that the text is opaque, but the white parts of the video clip are transparent. And the easiest way to do that is, and a very simple way to do that, is to use an effect called a luma key. So I'm going to just place the current time indicator at the beginning of this clip by pressing the down button, the down key. And if I go to my effects panel, which is over here, if I can't find it, I can go to Window Effects or press Shift F7. And I don't need to look for a white. What I'm actually going to do is search for luma. And this reveals to me the luma key, keying effect. If I drag that over the clip that I want to apply the transparency to, you'll see that it's had some effect, not quite the effect that I want, so I'm going to have to adjust the settings of this luma key. And I can do that by clicking on the Effects Control tab up here. So this shows me a number of different options to adjust this clip. All clips will have a motion, opacity and time remapping option, but because I've also placed this luma key effect on it, I also now have these luma key effect settings. So if I expand this, there are 2 parameters that I can adjust to try and get the right transparency here, and those are threshold and cutoff. So I'll expand the threshold setting, and I want to bring this down until the black part of the image is opaque. And then in the cutoff setting, scroll down, I want to push the slider up until the white parts are transparent. Here we are. Okay, now I don't want the black to be transparent as well, so I need to be careful not to have this too high. And it's not entirely clear to me whether or not the white parts are completely transparent yet, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same effects control panel and just use the motion effect. But if I click here on motion, you can see that I can reposition caption video clip. And when I reposition it, that's where you can see that clearly the white is not yet completely transparent. So let's just try adjusting the threshold level until we don't see that white overlay. There we go. I'll adjust the cutoff until the black is as black as it can possibly be. Good. And I'm just going to reset the position by clicking on motion, and here I'll click the reset effect, and that takes it back to the right position. So this works. I've now got this transparency here. Unfortunately, the black parts of my interview shot, they do somewhat conflict with the black parts of the graphic, so it is quite hard. Let's have a look by pressing the @ or the tilde key. It's quite tricky to see what these words actually mean because the transparent parts are the same color as the background. So one of the other effects that I'm going to add to this clip is invert. And this will actually swap over the black and the white. So if I drag the invert effect over that caption clip, there we go. We get a much better figure ground relationship. The words underneath are far easier to read now because we've got white when the black parts of my shirt are showing through. I can reposition this, again using the motion. If I hold down Shift, it should just drag it down instead of in both directions. Oops. The text within the save title boundary. Let's just see how that looks. And of course, if I want to add a standard dissolve in and a dissolve out, I can press Shift D, and that means that the graphic will fade in and fade out. There we go. Happy with that?